All right, everybody, we're going to go ahead and get started. Welcome to tonight's team call. Tonight we are doing dual team call with myself and Lori Stewart. Everyone wave hi. So tonight we're going to talk about handling objections, because we're at that time of the year where we're going to get a lot of those, right? It's the fourth quarter, and a lot of you guys haven't been a coach long enough to understand what fourth quarter means. It's like the dreaded nail-biting fourth quarter. Lori and I have been coaches for about the same amount of time, just over 3 years, and we've experienced 3 fourth quarters, and they're typically the same. So in a Team Beachbody business, we typically see, you go into January and it's like this: February, March, April, May, June, July, and then you get into like August, September, October, November, and then you shoot back up in December. And it's like that every year. And so you're going to get a lot of people who don't care about their fitness right now. They're more concerned about holiday gifts. They're more concerned about buying turkey dinner, about giving, and this is a good thing, but giving their money, helping people to buy turkey dinner themselves or what have you. And so, and all good things, but it's going to become a little bit more challenging and a little bit more difficult to achieve Success Club and help your coaches to do so. But that is no excuse. We still need to do it. The work you put in this quarter is what is going to propel you into success into that first quarter next year. I'm not sure if there's anybody here that was around for first quarter. If you've noticed that it was easier in, say, July than it is now to hit Success Club, go ahead and raise your hand. Anyone else? Okay, cool. So I'm seeing hands being raised, and I see that across the board. So, and that may not be the case for everybody, but for many it is the case, especially if you have a market like I do where it's a lot of moms. So keep that in mind, and that's why I want to talk about objection handling and the best way to go about handling objections and what to do with conversations that you're having with people along the way. So Lori and I have prepared a few objections that we're going to go back and forth with, and we're going to do the objection, and then we're going to handle the objection. First, though, I want to remind you guys again that we're having this call because everyone should achieve Success Club anyway. There's no reason that you should not hit Success Club, even if it's challenging. This should be the month that you work hardest, that you push the hardest. The reason I don't know if I could speak for Lori, but for myself, the reason I was ever top 10 was because I busted my butt in October, November, December. And when January rolled around, it just happened organically. And the top 10 is probably not everyone's goal, but a successful business is everyone's goal. And so going into January, when people start coming to you, you've had that momentum built. You've invited a lot more people. You've added a lot more people to your network. You've done the hard work where you're not really getting paid that much. But then in January, you're going to see your income grow much faster. So please keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when you're struggling and you're going to handle these objections and you're being told no. Remind yourself, okay, I'm doing the work now. There are a lot of personal development gurus and experts that'll say to you over and over again, sometimes you have to work for free to make your dreams come true with what you want. And I'm sure Lori can agree that there was a point in our business where we were working full-time hours and being paid less than minimum wage part-time with this business. Now, Lori and I make way over that, way over. So just keep that in mind. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pull up the objections that we kind of listed out. And feel free to pop some objections into the comment box so that we can go through that well.
We have a list already created, but I'd be curious to see, like, what is your number one top kind of like objection that you get? And most likely it's one that we're already covering, but I'd love to see kind of like what personally, like what it is you are struggling with the most to make sure it is one that we do have covered.
Yeah, so go ahead and throw that in the chat. I think that's a really good way to go about this, actually, is to just kind of work through the ones in the chat first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because that's what everyone pretty much needs. And yeah, there seems to be a lot here. Okay, so why don't we just jump right in, because this isn't going to be a super long call, but this is a call, guys, that you're going to want to go back to. You're going to want to use this as a resource for yourself and for your team. Also, by the way, don't forget, the 21-day fix is on sale right now. If you're not doing the 21-day fix and promoting that, you're doing yourself a massive disservice. You need to at least pretend like you're doing the 21-day fix. Like videos, pictures, talk about it. Even if you really just don't want to do it because it's $140 this month. And it's a great way to start conversations, okay? All right, so sorry I hijacked everything here. All right, Lori, how about I give you the first one and you handle the objection? Sound good?
Yeah.
By the way, guys, from my team, I know most of you guys know, a lot of you guys are from Lori's team, but from my team know that Lori Stewart is like challenge pack sales queen. Last year, she was like every week was top challenge pack sales. So she knows what she's talking about when she's handling these objections. All right, so the first one is no money, but I'm sure everyone hears this. Yeah, so that's the biggest one. Right now, I can't afford it. So Lori, how would you handle that one?
So that is one that I do hear all the time. And the response is always, well, I don't know if I can afford it. That's a little pricey. And so my response pretty much every time is, I totally understand what you're saying. It was expensive for me. I even had to sell my old clothes on Craigslist in order to come up with the money. To be honest, there's never going to be a right time. Something's always going to be going wrong. But I decided that I'd had enough with my excuses and I was just ready to get started. That way it kind of justifies, it lets them know you understand, but at the same time, it kind of reiterates, like, at this point, you should have already asked them what their goals are. And you already know that they want to lose some weight because by that point, you've already sent them a plan over. And so now you're saying, you're not going to lose the weight if you don't just finally make the commitment. You know, nothing's going to change if you don't put in the work. And so generally I get a response back with, yeah, you're right. I don't know why I never thought about selling anything. Or, yeah, you're right. I'm going to see what I can do. And majority of the time, if they don't order, they don't change that mindset to say, yes, it's worth it. They'll come back very quickly to order as soon as they can. So.
Very good. So I have a different objection the way I do it. And so I can share that too. Guys, remember also that this is recorded. So we are going fast, but we're going to put the recording up on YouTube, on our channel, so that you're able to go back and grab up the information and write it down. Maybe pause it, write it down. Okay, put this in your scripts.
Yeah, and real quick, just know every response is going to be specific to the person you're talking to and the situation that's going on. So while I might say that to one person, I know what Anita's about to say. I might say that to somebody else. So you always got to make sure that you first ask the questions of what their goals are, that second, you've matched them with a program that's perfect for them. Because if you don't do that first, these responses really aren't going to be able to be catered to them, to their needs, and to have a better response to help you actually overcome that. So just make sure you kind of know that up front to have done the work before you get to this point.
Hey, there's not in the bathroom.
Where is it?
It's gone.
Go find it.
I can't find it.
No, you gotta go find it.
I need help.
Well, ask Daddy.
No, you.
Oh, okay. Ariel's dress is missing. No, Mommy's got to do something. Hold on. Okay, give me a minute. Okay, so here's how I handle that objection. I say, listen, go sell some eggs No, I'm kidding. Nobody got that. Like your ovary eggs. Okay.
And no joke, I only tried to do that once.
Yeah, I have almost done that to buy groceries. So, okay. So I say, I totally understand your apprehension about the price, but let me help you understand how I fit this into my budget. So personally, what I've been able to do is break it down like this. Shakeology and the 21-day fix.
No financial.
Hold on. Shakeology and the 21-day fix come out to, right, this month it's $140. That breaks down to $4.66 a day with Shakeology and the 21-day fix combined. You're looking at spending $4.30 on a shake are on Shakeology, and that's going to replace the cost of lunch every day. So you're looking at spending or replacing something that's already in your budget. So that's something I really try to drive in there. And the value of Shakeology is incredible. You won't be able to find a meal that inexpensive, not even at Wendy's, not on the dollar menu, not even at Starbucks, and have that kind of value and that kind of superfood packed, nutrient dense dose of awesomeness. So that's kind of what I break down. It's in my team script. I will be glad to send it over to Lori too if you guys want to use that too. So yeah, the money objection, you really just have to drive the value of Shakeology, drive the value of the challenge pack. You know, where else are you going to get a trainer in your living room every single day and a meal plan and portion control container system and a super dense dose of daily nutrition for $4.66 a day for 21 days. So, okay, let's go on to the next one. So same thing, Shakeology is a ripoff, same thing. Well, I don't know where you're going to find a super dense dose of daily nutrition that's going to replace a meal a day and give you that kind of amazing nutritional value. People who think Shakeology is a ripoff, they don't understand what's in it. You can send them that Tony Horton video where he's like, oh, Sacha Inchi and chia seeds and all the things that's in it, so they can see, okay, wow, this isn't a ripoff, because when you put the shake together, what is it like, Lori, like $40 something a shake?
Yeah, and I think it's like over $700 to buy all the products to go in a shake, but it'll cost
right,
like way more.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next one, how would you handle this, Lori? I already go to the gym.
So my normal response is that I used to be a total gym rat too. I hated working out at home, but I found that I remember how exactly I word this, but I basically explained to them that when I had my daughter, I didn't want to take her to the gym with me anymore. And then I realized how much time it saved rather than driving to the gym, putting her in the daycare, driving back home, that I could just walk into my living room and put a DVD in. And that now I actually can't even stand going to the gym because I got more results at home with a 2-month workout program than I did the entire last year when I actually went to the gym. And so, other times I say, well, you can still go. You can still go to the gym, and I also add in my piece, because it's just valuable adding your personal experiences with it, because I do also talk with a lot of moms that don't want to drag their toddlers and their kids to the gym. And especially in the wintertime, you guys, this is when you can think of ways to really boost your sales because it's going to start getting cold. Do you really want to get kids out and have to drag them through the cold and the snow and other sick kids with germs, snotty all over the kids club? So think about it in that ways of how to kind of reiterate that back as well.
So what I do is I also remind them of the ability to use Beachbody on demand at the gym. So, and I like that one a lot. Lori, I use that a lot too. But if they are really adamant and they say, listen, I have to be around other people, especially in the winter, I need to get out of my house, then I say, okay, well, we've got this Beachbody on demand. You can actually do P90X from your phone in the gym. And I break down the cost value. And yeah, the gym has a daycare. So you can actually do your Beachbody program from your phone in your gym, you put your little headphones in. I did this a couple of days ago I was doing my upper body, I was doing arms. So I put on P90X on my phone, and it was an excellent personal trainer right in the gym, cheaper than a personal trainer. And in my opinion, better. The workout's more intense. So yeah, that's definitely something that I use. Okay. So next objection.
So, okay, so someone is talking about they're taking Advocare or, I guess another product. What do you say?
So when they talk about another product like that, I always just ask the question, are they doing a fitness, are they doing anything for fitness? If they're like, oh, I'm drinking Advocare, well, what about your fitness? Do you do anything to work out? 9 times out of 10, it's no. And then I challenge them. I say, okay, what's in your Advocare shake? Do you know? Or what's in your Advocare plan? Are you getting enough calories? Are you getting enough of a challenging workout? And those are hard because they're really bought in, and nobody ever wants to be told that they made the wrong investment. So what I do is I put them on my list and I follow back up with them in 30 days. And I ask, how's Advocare going? What about you, Lori?
So normally when someone says, well, I'm doing Advocare, or I really like this other shake, or if they're kind of really adamant that their shake, that they don't want to do Shakeology because of that, I just simply am like, that's cool. But I said, have you ever thought to even compare the two? One thing I do not do is I do not bash other companies. I'm not going to waste my time doing big research on what's better than the other. But the only thing I make sure that I know is I know that Shakeology is better, and I know why I believe it's better. So I will say, have you ever just tried to compare the two? Like maybe you want to flip around the back of your container and compare it to the ingredients from Shakeology. Don't give them the website. Because if they're concerned about the ingredients, then they may not realize that the ones that they're taking do have all the artificial ingredients and do have the sweeteners and the other things that they say they're concerned about, but not even have realized it because they haven't researched. And then I also explained too that what's it going to hurt just to try something different, just to see if you like it better? We do have a 100% money back guarantee. So if for some reason you don't and you think your other shakes are better, but I challenge you to at least try it out and see if you can tell the difference. And then I give my explanation. I'm not for sure about those. And to be honest, I've tried pretty much every other product that's out there. Like I guess I'm recording this and I have to admit it, but I even have tried the Plexus stuff, the pink drink, and I wanted to gag, but I'm just saying, like, I try everything. So at least I can say, I've tried that, but I'll say I've done this before and this is how it worked for me, but this is how Shakeology has worked for me. And so that way it kind of also gives them, again, another personal testimony of how it's worked for you or someone else.
Awesome. Okay. So if somebody says they are, hold on, where'd it go? They already know how to portion control and they know their macros. So what I usually say is, that's wonderful. That's great. Like good for you. But what kind of, are you feeling like you're being pushed outside your comfort zone? Maybe something like Insanity Max 30 will give you that extra added push, that extra added edge. Guys, we have a solution for everybody in some capacity. So if somebody says to me, I know how to eat, well then why are you coming to me for your fitness if you already know how to eat? Clearly there's something missing from the puzzle, and let's work to uncover that. So are you feeling challenged enough in your workout? Are you lifting heavy enough? Maybe you need to be doing Body Beast or Insanity Max 30. So I give them some options to consider as well. What about you, Lori?
So that's kind of similar. So again, it also depends on the initial conversation. So if it's somebody that's interested in the business side and maybe they're saying, I'm already in shape and I already eat really good. My response to, helping them pick a program is, well, if you're wanting to do the business side, majority of people you're going to come into contact with do struggle with their nutrition. So what I suggest is that you go ahead and you try out this 21-day fix program so that you can learn how to do it. And you can be able to help the people, your customers and your new challengers better. And what you'll find is just by tweaking it a little bit on your own, you will actually see your own results. And then if it's somebody that's saying, oh, I already know how to eat healthy, I'm not really worried about that, but yet they've already come to me saying they're trying to get off those last 10 pounds or those last 5, or they're just trying to tone up, my response generally is, that's so awesome that you know how to do this, but sometimes just tweaking it a little bit can make the biggest difference. Are you sure that you eat enough? Are you sure that it's the right selections of food? I would still suggest this out to see if maybe just tweaking it a little bit makes a difference for you. And again, it's every person is different based on where they came from and what their needs are, but that's generally my response for it. And I was just going to respond to some of the comments in here. So they were saying, Erica was talking about, it's not nice to share the negative experiences that you've had with another product. And Erica said, not to tell them that they're choosing wrong. And so that's absolutely correct. And that's why I don't bash. So that's why I say, have you ever compared? Have you pulled the labels out and looked yourself? Because that's self-education. That's them learning too. And that's why generally my main response, anytime someone says, well, what's the difference? I don't know about that company. I've tried it and it didn't work for me. But what I do know is this is what Shakeology has done for me. This is what the challenges have done for me. This is what the accountability has done for me. So that is pretty much my response anytime there's ever something. I don't think I ever send out the comparison charts anymore, because to me it's just kind of like, if they really wanted to compare it, they would Google it and they would see them all on their own. But trying to go through some of these comments real quick too.
So something that I love to do is feel, felt, found.
Mm-hmm.
That's a great objection handler. So I understand how you feel. I've once felt that way as well, but I have found this. So if you have, like, you're at the bottom line, they're like, nope, 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 to everything. Then I say, I understand how you feel. I once felt that way too, but I found that I wanted this change bad enough. I was willing to make a change because other people have had success with this and it was important enough to me. So I made the sacrifices to do it. And I found success in that as well. So something, feel, felt, found, try to kind of make that work in there.
Okay. Hold on, I'm trying to catch up here. So
What about some of the objections with coaching, not just challenge pack sales? So I don't want to be a salesperson.
Yeah.
Do you want to take that one?
And so that's generally when I say, great, because I'm not a salesperson, and I am actually such a really big introvert that that's not me. But normally it's also the whole, well, I signed up for this just for the discount with no intentions of ever doing the business side. But what I found was that I just began sharing my experiences, and that sells itself. That when you become a product of the product by using the products and the programs, that people will begin to come to you to ask for your help. And there's no difference than you inviting a friend to the movies or out to dinner or wanting to share your favorite mascara with them. It's just simply sharing, and that is what turns into the selling side.
Perfect.
What do you say?
So I say the same exact thing. I'm looking for another objection. I don't like doing home parties. We actually don't do home parties, or I don't want to, buy any kind of inventory. Well, you don't have to buy inventory. When they say I need to talk to my husband, I need to speak with my husband. I respect that because I had to do the same thing. So I say, okay, do you mind if I reach back out to you at 6 p.m. tonight? So I set a time parameter on it. And it's not that I'm being pushy. I'm just showing my dedication to following up with them. Or, okay, I'll message you tomorrow at 5 p.m. And then I make sure to follow up with them at 5 p.m. and say, hey, just checking in to see what your husband said. Now, if she says, or he says, my husband or my wife said, no, not at this time, ask why. find out what their objection was and try to handle it from the objection handling strategies we've shared tonight. One that I get a lot of is, I'm not sure I'm going to be good at this. I'm afraid to fail. And what I always say is, you'll absolutely fail if you never try. That's a surefire way of failing. And in fact, the most successful people on this planet, they failed a ton. And that's why they became so successful. They were not afraid to fail. So that's sort of how I handle that. Do you handle it the same way, Lori?
Yeah, kind of similarly. Just saying that they have to believe in themselves or nobody else will believe in them. And you never know unless you try. It's going to be kind of the same responses.
Yeah. How about, I don't have any friends to sell to?
So my response is normally, that's funny you say that, because the top coach in our entire company got started with only like 150 friends on Facebook. Thankfully, we build our contacts through social media. So you will be able to build a network of people to connect with. And so
all right, Alice Dorley, this one says, got this from a potential coach a couple weeks ago. I love the idea, but I need to be making like millions right away. And my fiance knows 2 people that tried coaching for Beachbody and they said they stay away. It's a lot of time for a lot of money.
My first response is, do you even know what a pyramid scheme is? Obviously, this isn't one because those are illegal. Second, no, you're not going to be making millions of dollars, and it's not going to be overnight. And in fact, you are going to have to put a little bit of time in, but the time that you invest is going to be the amount of time, the rewards that you receive back. And most likely, your friends also didn't give it enough time to really put into the business. And it will also depend on, there's so many different things that I probably would say for that. But I would just let them know, no, you're not going to be successful with it. And you're not going to be successful if you expect to be an overnight success. So if that's what you're looking for, then maybe this isn't the right thing for you. Some people you just can turn away and be okay with it. You don't need to sign every single person. And if they're going to want to start up and be an instant overnight success, they're focusing on the wrong thing. They're focusing on the money side and not the actual helping side, because they don't understand the products or the programs or the company, and they're not going to do it with their heart. And so, of course, they're going to fail. That's just my personal opinion.
That was good. There is one here that says, where'd it go?
How about the one that says, I'm not sure I could afford it every month? What would you say?
So I say that, well, of course, I break down the value of Shakeology. It's going to replace something that's already in your budget. It's going to replace lunch every month or every day for 30 days. But then I also say that, if you go through our new coach training, if they're a coach, if you go through our new coach training, or if you sign up as a coach and you go through our new coach training, you're going to learn how to find 3 people a month for your own personal challenge group. And you're going to be able to help them get started with the challenge pack. And if you do that, you're going to be able to pay for your Shakeology. You'll earn anywhere between $30 to $60 for a challenge pack. And if you do 3 of those, you're going to earn enough to pay back for your Shakeology.
Yep. And that's what I would say too. Okay. So let's go into some of these other ones that says, I don't think I have the time to commit.
So the time one, that's a good one. This is good practice. My brain kind of hurts from thinking about these. I don't have time to commit. Well, it's sort of like the whole, I don't want to be a salesperson. Because it's so easy to share what's working for you. For me, it was a matter of, when I first got started, I didn't think I had time either. I had a new baby at home and a job. So I thought, how was I going to do this? But it came down to a power hour. Like, we have a set to-do list. If we're able to really manage our time wisely and correctly, we can really make a lot happen for our business in an hour or under. And you can still make a part-time income by doing just an hour a day. Over time, you'll eventually get to a part-time income.
Mm-hmm.
But I also say, this is a lot like that whole sales thing. It's not sales, it's sharing. If you're already working out and you're already eating healthy, all you're doing is really just sort of sharing with people your experience and, putting that on social media and asking others to join you.
So my response is generally, not to make people feel bad, but I say, I totally understand. I was busy when I got started too. Not only did I work a 10-hour workday with a 2-hour commute, 3 kids at home, one that was a newborn, and that I was nursing and pumping, because we know that takes like half our day up. But I decided that it was that important that I had to fit the time in to take care of myself. So I did these really late at night. And I just began sharing as part of my own accountability. And you're on Facebook anyway, so that's really sharing anyway, and that's the fun part of it. Everybody's going to be busy, and everybody's own time is going to feel busy. But do you think you could at least find 30 minutes or an hour? And then I let them respond back, and generally they'll say, well, yeah, I think I could at least do that. And so that's kind of where I overcome some of those objections, but it really will depend on if it's coaching specific or workout specific, because I do hear people say they don't have a lot of time to work out. For the coaching side, it'll kind of go back to the whole, I let them know I was busy, but then I start sharing, for the business side, like I scheduled posts, I did power hours, and I kind of give them the examples of the things that I would do in order to let them see that you don't have to put in a full work day, to be successful, just like Anita said. It's just really going to be working smarter and not harder, and know that, the amount of time you put in, it might just take you a little bit longer to get going and to get to their goals. And then if they want to hit their goals quicker or grow it quicker, then of course they're going to want to put more time in, but it's not a requirement. They can go at their pace, and whatever their pace is what we support.
So, Lori, there's one that says people are bashing the cost of Shakeology in the flavor. And clearly, if they're bashing the cost of Shakeology and they're saying, oh, I have to add fruit, to make it taste good, and it's an added cost, they don't understand what is in Shakeology.
No,
so
they don't understand. So I really don't. I've never had someone come to me like bashing it and saying, well, I don't want to do it because someone's has bashed it. But the ones that said, well, I've tried it before and it tastes bad. And I respond back and I said, I'd probably guarantee you made it wrong, because I've made it wrong several times. And I've even had to make them for people for them to understand how to make it. And then I let them know a trick. Like, here's the trick that I do that makes it taste better. Have you ever done this? But yes, I do add fruit into mine. And there's others that don't. And there's others that like to just shake theirs up. But if you knew the amount of nutrition that you were putting into your body, you wouldn't care and you would do it anyway. And sometimes, you guys, you just got to let things go too. I mean, at some point, there's going to be people who are going to have an excuse and a nitpicking thing for everything. And generally that just means that they're not ready to. And so you don't have to feel like you have to have some kind of perfect comeback for everything, but it's just responding and saying, well, I absolutely love it. This is how I make it. I would love to make you one to see if we can make one that you like. And if they don't want to do it, then they don't want to do it at that point. But just keep following up with them. So yeah.
I agree. Well, I think we covered a lot tonight. Is there anything you want to add, Lori? Was there a one that we didn't cover?
I think one was just that after they give the link with the income, that they don't hear back. I think that was one.
Yes. So those people, when I get kind of like that whole scene at 8 p.m. thing, when they don't get back to me, I follow up 3 more times. And then if I don't hear back, I let them go.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, I'm like, okay, they're clearly not interested. So
yeah.
You can only follow up so much.
Yeah. So what I do is, like we said, like if you guys have scripts, like we have scripts, By that point, you should have already said, what are your goals? What are you struggling with? You're matching them with the program. I don't send the cost info over right away. I say, this is the plan that I think would be perfect for you. Here's the video. Let me know what you think about it. And then I wait for their response. If they don't respond, then I reply back, hey, just wanted to check on you, what you thought about that video. Don't you think it'd be perfect for you achieving this goal? If they respond back and say, well, how much is it? And then they don't respond back after I've given them the option of, here's how much it is, here's your options for how to join. I respond back, hey, did you decide which way you wanted to sign up? If still no response, I might follow up one more time. But like Anita said, you can only do it so much. But a tip that I heard Bonnie Engel sharing the other day was that she responds back after it's about, I think, the third time, and she'll say, hey, I don't know if I said something or got you upset. I mean, I think this is it. It's not like word for word. But she'll respond back and say, that's okay if you don't want to do it, or I hope I didn't say something wrong. But if you happen to know anybody who is interested in losing some weight or getting in shape, I would love for you to refer them to me. I'm really passionate about helping other people lose weight and get in shape. And while this may not be for you, that's totally okay. But if you know anybody who is interested, I would love to help them. And now there's a video that she has out there that'll say like exactly what she writes, but it's something to that effect. And that apparently will kind of like do that reverse psychology on them to think, well, I want to do it. Like, I don't want to send you other people. And so she does get a lot of kind of responses back after that. So that's just a suggestion to try that out. If you guys are really kind of, thinking nothing, just to say, hey, that's cool if you don't want to do it, but do you know anybody that does? Because I would love to help them.
Yeah, that's Bonnie Engel if you guys want to look that up.
Yeah, and Bonnie Engel is a top coach, so you should also know who she is. If you guys don't follow, you need to go into your back office, go into the recognition, and look to see who the top 25 coaches are. And you need to go and look at who each of them are and study them, especially if you're really trying to build. You don't have to be building to be a top coach, but go to the successful people and see what they're doing and see how they're posting and see how they're responding to people if they do in the comments, and learn from the people who are doing something successful. Find them on YouTube, find their videos, because you'll learn some of these tips. That's how I do it. I follow Anita. I've sucked at team calls and videos, and I would follow her to try to figure out how to do it better. I would follow all the top coaches, and not that I ever intended on trying to be one. It just kind of works out that way when you immerse yourself in learning and trying to.
Daddy said,
She's okay. No, you got to turn that off, though. Okay, you got to go out there if you're going to play. Okay. So anyway.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
He's like, oh my gosh, Eric, there is a moth the size of my head in here. Holy smokes. Okay, it looked like a bat. It looked legit. It's like the size of a bat in my living room. Okay. So I think we could close it up from there. That was a great tip. Go follow the top 25 coaches. They're the ones that are building the best, the fastest, the most. They've clearly got it. It's clicking for them. So study, get mentorship from afar. Hey, Eric, there's a bat in here. No, I'm kidding. But it's like the biggest moth I've ever seen. Oh, my God. Okay. Anything to add? Anybody? Well, okay. What about the question
about meeting a group
of friends? I did not see. Can you resend it, Katie? Oh, you got him with his tennis racket.
Portia asked, do you delete people if they're not close friends? No, I don't. I pretty much add everybody as a friend once they start to have interest, because then they will still be connected to me through Facebook and they'll begin to follow me. And then normally they'll come back around like a year. I mean, literally I had so many people that came back, said, I've been following you since last year, or they messaged me back in 2013 or something. So yeah.
Face-to-face. I don't talk to people face-to-face.
I don't either. I don't like to.
I choose not to.
I know some people that love it. I don't even like to get on the phone unless I have to. I like
Yeah,
to look on the computer screen and type. I'm so much better. And I type and talk to every person like they're already my friend. I have lots of spelling issues. I'm like, hey girl, and I'm just very friendly, like everyone is my friend. Honestly, I'm not very professional with it. And I think that's just works for me to make people feel more at ease, because I feel really uncomfortable talking to anybody face to face. I didn't sign friends, I didn't sign family. I don't want to even talk about Beachbody when people are around. So that's just me.
I don't talk to family, like at family events, people ask me about Beachbody, I get real uncomfortable. I'm like, it's this thing I do where I make money and I help people. And that's it. I don't know what else to say. Yeah. I've never really talked to anybody in person, so I'm not the person to ask.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Yeah. I am a functioning introvert. I can be extroverted when I have to be, but it's like pulling teeth.
And it's draining. It is so emotionally exhausting, you guys.
After this call, I'll probably do nothing.
Yeah.
Like I'll probably just get on the couch and watch TV because I can't talk after talking on a call.
I need to go pack. So everybody, did y'all know that Anita signed on her house today? So yay.
Thank you, Beachbody.
Yeah. What is that? Income is not guaranteed. It's based on the performance of each individual.
Disclaimer. There are no guarantees. Beachbody makes no guarantees about income.
All right. You got anything else?
All right. Did y'all like this call?
Thumbs up?
Yes, good. Okay. We should do more of these. Maybe like once a month or something. Just combination, get on and hash it out.
Yeah, they're good. I like these. I like the Q&A kind where we really get to talk and see what they want. Questions.
Yeah.
All right, you guys. So here, okay, let's make a call to action. Go back through, scroll way back in your messages. And if you have someone that you haven't followed up with in a really long time, or maybe you just didn't know how to respond, start up another conversation with them and simply say, hey girl, I was just cleaning out my messages and I saw you here. How are you doing with your XX goal, whatever it is that they talked to you about initially? If not, just say, hey, just wanted to check on you. I was cleaning my emails out. Hope everything is great your way. And leave it alone and just see how much you can get out of these follow-up and restarting these old conversations and work on overcoming some of these objections that you guys learned tonight. And just remember, no matter what, be you, say it in your own words, and just share from your heart no matter what you're responding to, and it will be received in the best way. You will not feel icky, and it will always come back to help you in the end. Okay? Got anything else?
Nope, that's it. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Bye.
Have a good night. Bye.